Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. So here we are with another set of pencils from my collection, and today we're gonna go over the Holbein artist pencils. I would say that these are my second favorite pencils, next to the polychromos. These are kind of like Prismacolor and polys mixed together. It's kind of hard to explain. It's like the Prismacolors, but without the smudging and the breaking and the other stuff. So here they are. Let me just zoom out so you guys can see them. Okay, so here's the colors. I'm just gonna flip through them so you guys can see them. As you can see, I use these about just as much as my polys. And there we go. So I'm just gonna take one out. I'm gonna take one of the pastels out. And this one, like the polys, have the color name and number and also light fast rating. Instead of the name and number being all on this side, they put the name and the light fast rating on this side and the color number on that side, if you guys can see it. And then it has the Holbein little works stamp, and then the name of the pencil. I have the Japanese edition. I guess there's like a US version. I don't know. I'm not for sure if the US version is still made in Japan or not, but I have the actual Japanese version, I guess you can call it that. These are a round pencil. I'm just gonna pick up a different color so you guys can see it a little better. They are a round pencil like the polys. The back side is covered, nice and round. These are a bit thicker than the polys, and they also feel just a bit smoother. These feel, in my opinion, nicer than the polychromos as far as like being in your hand. That could just be because they're a bit thicker. I don't know. Something about these feel like softer, more velvety. I don't know how to explain it. We are going to do another picture, but I wanted to show you the color swatches first. So let me just do that. My desk is still a mess, so occasionally I need to make space because I've been doing quite a lot of things and it shows on my desk. So here are the swatches. This set comes with 150 colors. They are available open stock, so you don't have to buy them all at once. They also come in smaller sets. And what I like about this set is you can actually just get the pastel set by itself, which is really nice. So if you're looking for a pastel set of pencils, you could just get the pastels by themselves. These pencils are kind of expensive. Here's the neon colors, or the luminous is what they're calling them. But these are kind of expensive, but worth every single penny, in my opinion. Every single penny. These pencils do not disappoint. I don't even think it's possible for them to disappoint. They're that good. Like I said, they're a close second to my polys. And the only reason why I don't put them first is because I'm biased towards my polychromos. But they perform just as well. So, all right, we are going to do, I want to do this one, but this paper is hard to color on this side of the book. We're just gonna go for it though. Trying to see what's the best course of action here, because this is like at the beginning of the book, so you know it doesn't have that it's not as flat as I would like it to be. I'm gonna have to hold it down probably in color. I don't know, we'll figure it out. So let me zoom in, and that is the one we are going to do. Hopefully I'm not zoomed in too much, but hopefully zoomed in enough so you guys can see. So this one's giving like island tiki vibes. So I'm thinking lots of browns, reds, and oranges, maybe. So for starters, I'm gonna start with these leaves, and I'm thinking, I was kind of thinking like a green, but I think I want the green in those bushes back there. So for these leaves, I'm thinking like a orangey reddish color. So I'm gonna grab some oranges and some reds. So for these, I love the way these feel. I layer all of my pencils. I do the same. So I put down a base layer for all of them. But with these, you can blend also. I have tried to blend with them. They do blend nicely. But for my coloring style, since I don't blend, I layer. They do that too, just as well as the polychromos. They're a bit softer, so they're not as hard as the polychromos. And if I had to say something that I don't particularly like about these pencils, I would say that they do go down just as fast. Well, not just as fast, but they go down rather fast, just like the Prismacolor. But to replace them, they're not that expensive, in my opinion. Depending on where you get them, they can be anywhere between like $2 to, I think I've seen on one, it was like, the highest I've seen it somewhere was like $4 and some change for one pencil. It's not like they go down like, lightning fast or anything, because the Prismacolors, I can use a pencil on one page and that pencil will almost be gone. It's not that fast, but they do go down faster than a polychromos. I don't think anything goes down as slow as a polychromos though. So there's that. So other than that, I don't really have anything not good to say about these pencils. I do sometimes have breakage, but not as much as the Prismacolors. These pencils are still kind of hard. They're soft, but they're not like Prismacolor soft. I don't think I've seen anything as soft as a Prismacolor. But these are pretty close. They have a nice consistency to them, and all while still being vibrant. That's another thing that I really like about these. They're very vibrant. Like I said, you can layer and blend with these, so they work well with whatever kind of coloring style you have, or drawing style. I mean, you can use them for drawing too. I've seen it done. I don't use them for drawing, so I don't really have anything to say on, how well they work for like actual artwork. So aside from that, like I said, they will match with whatever coloring style you have. Now, I've heard a lot of people say that they don't like the Holbeins. I don't know why, because these are a great pencil. Other than they're expensive, I mean, if that's why, then I mean, I hate to say it, but Japan, they tend to when they make something, they put their whole soul into it, so it comes out really nice, hence the price tag. You get what you pay for. So if your reason for not liking these is just the price, then I suggest you just start with a smaller set and then build it. But I would recommend these pencils. There's no way that I would tell someone not to get these pencils. Other than if you can't afford it, then don't go spending money you don't have. But if you have the money, This is a really nice set. If you are, even if you're a beginner, because I know a lot of people will say, oh, I don't recommend it to a beginner. I do, because like I said, if you aren't sure if you am going to be like layering, or you're not sure if you're gonna like blending better, these do both, and they do both seamlessly. You don't have to work too hard, you don't have to fight them, you don't have to do anything of that nature. You just do it, and they will work with you. I have blended two different colors and managed to get them to blend nicely. I've blended things in the same color family. So my personal way of coloring though is layering. So you won't see me doing any blending because that's not how I color. But they do blend. You can blend them. If you feel like you aren't sure which one you want to do, then that's why I would say just try them. Start with a smaller set. If you don't know you're gonna like them or not, start with a smaller set. Don't go get a whole full set unless you're crazy like I am and just have like full set syndrome or something. But other than that, don't go running off getting a full set if you don't know, if you're like really iffy and aren't sure. Like my polychromos, if the sharpener is not up to par, I do notice that they will do something like this, but it has nothing to do with the pencil. It's mainly the polys. It's mainly the sharpener. So, when that happens, you can still use it. It may crumble a little bit, but it's still usable. It doesn't take any quality away from the pencil or anything like that. It's just make sure that you have a nice sharpener that can take, and sharpen it nicely, give you a nice blend, a nice even sharpening, because if you don't, then they're gonna do that, and it's not the pencil's fault, it's the sharpener. So I have this really crummy sharpener that I keep trying to use and I need to just throw away, but it is the best sharpener I have for my Prismacolors, so I don't really want to throw it away. It's this one, it's the Prismacolor one. It works really well with my Prismacolors, so I keep trying to keep it around, but it's breaking all of my other pencils and I'm just being kind of lazy. And so, but I do have another one. I have the Mr. Pen triangle one, but those don't last very long. I bought a 3-pack and I'm already on the second one. So I also have a hand sharpener, like a hand cranking one, but I wouldn't dare put my Holbeins in there, simply because they do go down fast and I'll have a heart attack if I put and that's just a personal preference. Feel free to stick your pencils in whatever sharpener you feel like you want to, but I wouldn't dare. So what else can I say about these pencils? I mean, I think there may be like a couple of types of paper that I don't recommend. Well, not necessarily don't recommend, but they don't work for me on. Sometimes, depending on what's underneath it, sometimes they don't work in well, I'm not going to say they don't work. I don't have the patience for them, and it's a little harder to use them in certain papers once you put down watercolor or something like that. My mythographic books is a good example. It can get done. I've done it and it still came out nice, but afterwards I was like, woof, okay, that's something that I know going in, I'm gonna have to know and have the patience for, because it's gonna be a little bit of a harder work. But other than that, these pencils work great on, so far, every paper I've had. I'm not, when I say that, I'm not counting the Amazon paper, because nothing seems to work on there except for alcohol marker. So I'm not counting the Amazon paper when I say that, because that paper is just terrible. So in my opinion, nothing works on that. I was looking for my little brush. I didn't want to brush my hand across here, but that's fine. These will, sometimes they will smudge, but they're easily erasable, and it's only certain colors. And the smudge and the smear is still not as bad as the Prismacolor, because those smudges, I don't know what kind of wax or what kind of whatever they are putting in Prismacolor, but they need to stop, because it's messing up pages out here. But anyway, this is about the Holbeins. Like I said, these are a very close second, because I don't have a lot of negative things to say about it, just like the Polychromos. This is another pencil that I can sit and use, and they don't make my hands hurt, so that's good too. I like the round pencils because they just really feel nice in my hand, especially the thicker ones. And this is a nice thick pencil. This is thicker than the Polys, it's thicker than the Prismacolors. It's just a nice thick pencil. I'm just putting down brown for this rock. I was going to do gray, but I think brown would look better. So what else? I will say that if you guys are interested in my coloring swatch paper, where I put my color swatches that I showed you earlier, I do have that up in my Etsy shop. For all the pencils I'm showing you, I do have those in my Etsy shop. I also have a blank one. If you have your own set and you want to swatch the colors on the same sheet that I have mine on, then that's in my Etsy shop. Self-insert done. Sometimes I forget that, people may have questions about stuff like that, and it's not particularly that I'm just like throwing a self-insert in there. It's just I try to cover my bases when I do stuff like that, but I forget. And I'll inevitably get that comment, be like, so where do I get such and such? And I'm like, oh, oops, I should have said that in the video. But I forget, because I get so focused on what it is I'm doing, and sometimes I just forget. So forgive me if you guys were wondering. And we're on video too, and I'm just now saying something. But they are up in my Etsy store, and that is always in the description. My Etsy store, my regular store. My Etsy store is where I hold my digital goods. So if you're trying to get something digital, like PDFs, coloring pages, swatch charts, combo sheets, those are all in my Etsy store. If you are trying to look for physical goods, like my coloring postcards, which will be up soon, some of them will be up soon, where you can get them physical, so if you don't have a printer, or stickers, keychains, anything related to my art, my personal art, all of that is actually in my regular store, my square store, which is also in the description. So I try to keep my physical goods and my digital goods on two separate platforms, because when it comes to my physical goods, I have a certain setup, and I have kind of a little secret event going on. So I need, if when you buy something from me, your address is asked for. So if you activate something from the secret event, I'm able to send it to you that way. So, and also, if you just want to be part of the secret event and you don't need to buy anything from my store, there are other ways to activate things from the secret event. I won't say what those ways are, but I do need your address. So if you want to take part of the secret event, and it's just a little fun event, your address is needed. So it's not something that you can just kind of not provide your address for, simply because things, if you are going to be part of that event, things need to be sent to you. And if I don't have your address, then I can't send anything to you. That's how it works. So anyway, back to the pencils here. I'm gonna try and I'm terrible at this, but I'm gonna try and blend just so that I can show you guys that these pencils do blend. So I think with blending, you're supposed to go dark to light. So I'm just gonna put the dark color down where I feel like I need it, just so you guys can see and you don't think I'm joking when I say that it does, you can blend. And then I'm gonna come in with the second one. I might add a third color so you guys can really see, but you see it blends seamlessly right together with each other. There is nothing to worry about on that note. But just in case there were some non-believers out there going, you can't blend with those, that's a layering pencil. Who told you that? You know, there's gonna be that one person out there that's gonna swear that you can't blend with these, but living proof right there. And I am terrible at blending, so if I am able to blend it, then someone who is used to blending pencils and not layering pencils, they blend. I'm doing it right in front of you. For the non-believers, open your eyeballs, because I'm doing it right in front of you. So if it's not working for you, then it's probably user error, because if I can blend it, and again, I am terrible, and these greens are from like 3 different green families. I did a blue green, a regular green, and a light green. So here we are, blended. And you know, like I said, in some people it works for, some people it doesn't, I guess. But there you have it. And then I have a little bit of some windows here. It doesn't say if it's daytime, there's no moon or anything like that, but I'm gonna assume it's nighttime, because why not? So I'm gonna do my little glow here. And the parts that I'm just intentionally not coloring, I am leaving those blank, because I'm probably gonna add some metallics to it. So I think I want the tiki house, the roof, probably not, but the body part of the house will probably be in some metallics. But the body, the roof, I'm thinking I'm gonna do a nice red. Blue would be nice too, but I'm thinking a nice red, maybe like a brownish red. So like I'll grab this, and this is another set where me personally, I don't have to grab I mean, I don't have to look at the swatch sheet. Occasionally I will test the colors on a sheet like I'm doing right now just to make sure that they blend together. But as far as looking at the swatch sheet, this is another set where I don't have to do that, because I use them enough to know, like, okay, I don't need the swatch sheet. I know what they look like. The colors, they come out roughly the same as what it looks like on the pencil lead. It's about the same. So this is another set where it's, you know, you get what you see. What you see is what's coming down on the paper. So which is nice. It's not too often that I need to look at the sheet. And when I do, it's usually like the polychromos, if I'm showing you guys something, or if I'm doing a color along or something like that, then I'll break out the sheet and be like, okay, look, this is the color I'm using. This is what it looked like, because sometimes you guys don't use the same pencils as me when I'm doing color alongs and things like that. So if I show it to you, then you can pick something relatively close to what I'm using. There's my little brush. Okay. It was kind of bugging me because I didn't see where it was. These can be crumbly sometimes, but they're not super crumbly. They're just like little tiny flecks, and every now and then I have to kind of, you know, take them apart. I mean, brush them off, not take them apart. So yeah, so here we have it. This is the rest of it will be in some kind of metallic colors, but that is the Holbeins. So thanks for watching. This one was the polys, so if you haven't seen part 1, go check it out, because we did this one with the polys. This one's done with Holbeins. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.